Hello YouTube, hello community. Hope you enjoyed this little short video I did. This is an update of my carnivorous plants. I did a little tutorial and I spliced some videos together here for you, and I hope you enjoy. I hope you like it. You know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and please go over and check out my buddy Monty's stream, Mr. Splash Page. He's got a contest going on. Make sure you go check him out and follow his rules. Anyway, everybody, love you. G-Man out. And I'll see you in the next Nurdy Collective. Peace. Hello, everybody. G-Man here. So I'm going to give you a little update for September 1st through this whole month. And here we go. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial of what I'm doing. So here we go. What I set up here is a small pot. I got 3 of these. They're going to be in the house, but those are for some other plants. This one here, I already did some plant. I pre-made some holes. And what this is peat moss and vermiculite. It's 50-50 mix, so it drains really, really well. Here's some dried sphagnum moss. That's going to go on the top of this, just like this, with the mother plant. So as you can see, this year was really nice. It produced very well. It grew a lot of new traps, and all these stems, there's 8 of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we're going to do here today is these are actually going to seed. You take each one of these bushels on the top. I'm going to cut them, and they're going to be planted into this. This is going to stay out for the month. It's going to get cold. Maybe not. I probably won't bring it into the house until maybe end of October when it starts getting really cold. What this will do with the cold weather is make these seeds pop. Rather than having to start them, I want to kind of do it naturally as possible for them. And then they're going to come in the house, and they're going to stay in my bay window where they get a lot of sun. The most sun as they can get during the wintertime, because you know we got less sun during the summertime. I mean wintertime, excuse me. And I'll be using a bright LED light on here. And during the wintertime, they'll stay inside the house for about 2 years before I actually start bringing them back outside if they produce. Well, what we're going to do here is take these stems and we're going to cut them in little sections. Each one of these sections, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Plant each one of these, and what we're going to do is clone the mother plant here. In the pot here, in the main pot, we're going to take these flowers. I probably said that wrong, but these flowers are already seeded, and they're going to go in the mother plant around it, around here, like here. So I did a whole bunch of holes here. All these flower seeds are going to go in here. This is going to stay outside, because I want the natural weather. So yes, I said that incorrectly. I apologize. I want the natural weather to break these seeds. And for a strong, vigorous plant, this is how you test its longevity and its strength and its, what am I looking, there's a word I'm looking for, but resilience. And what it will do naturally, while these seeds stay over winter, they'll crack. Okay, just like a normal flower seed would, especially if it's a real hard one. And then when this goes into hibernation here at the end of October, which is, it'll start slowing down its growth, start slowing down its leaf growth. Yes, all of these traps are leaves, okay? It will slow down its growth, and I'll pack a bunch of snow on here, put it out in the flower garden out there. She'll go out there. I'll cover it with some snow, a little bit of a tarp over the top. It will go solid rock hard during the winter time. Just got to keep the cold wind off of it. That's all you really need to do. You don't want to freeze dry it. So it's going to stay in that snow. And then when springtime comes, I'll go out and pick it up, put it back on this table and let it thaw out naturally. Let the sun do the job, and I'll clean out this pot, rinse it out really well, put a bunch of water in here, let it rinse, cycle out really good, and start the whole process over again. And hopefully next year we'll see some babies coming up here. So I really want them to grow as naturally as possible in this plant. So those will be new offspring, because what you got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 6 mother plants. They're going to be one combination. So what I plan on is growing this up, and I want it to grow, fill in, of course, and they'll get big. Look how big these traps are compared to the beginning of the year. They're huge. And look how red and happy they are. I mean, that's a happy plant. That's a very, very healthy plant. And I'll show you what happens here. Watch. I'll hit those triggers. There, look at that. She's alert. So that was probably 1 or 2. She'll open and close 20 times. And then they'll decompose like this, and I'll take out all the dead ones. I actually pick out the dead ones. There's a dead one here. That one's all brown. So that's how it's feeding itself. It kind of cannibalizes itself in a sense. And then these guys, look at this. There's a fly here that's already been eaten. Can you see that? It's hard for me to see, but look at right there. It's already been eaten. That can be pulled out of here. It's been digested already. Look at that. Look at that. Yep, it's already been digested. And that's good for the plant. There's another one. I'm going to try to take that out without pulling the trigger. There, we did it. You can see the little hairs right inside. Oh, I got the ATV trail behind my house. They're loud and annoying. There's a hair there. See that? So they did pretty well. They ate a lot of bugs. And here's the thing, guys. Sometimes once in a while during the winter time, you always got those nasty pests like flies. And sometimes if you got fruit that's ripening in your window or wherever you might have it in your kitchen, sometimes you get those pesky fruit flies. And you know how much of a pain in the butt those are. I've heard the nightmare stories where people get them in the drains and stuff like that. Well, if you keep carnivorous plants, I have some pitcher plants that I'm going to be putting in the window. Those will stay inside the house. And I have some other exotic tropicals that will be coming in. And those are some other pitcher plants I'll show at a later date. So for right now, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Right now, I'm going to try to do this with one hand. And that ATV trail is a real nuisance. It's so loud right now. I apologize, you guys. Every time I try to do a video, I'm getting interrupted. So here's one. It's going to go right there in that hole. That's where I want to put that one. I'm going to cut that one. And see, what you're going to do is now the plant is going to readjust. Instead of putting all this extra energy right now, because it's still like 2 months early before winter time up here, it will put it into the growth in the root system of the plant, the crown of the plant. That's what you're looking for. So a lot of people don't realize that either. A plant, when it produces a flower of any type, especially this, when it's going to this, it's using a lot of energy for reproduction, and that's what it's doing right now. And so I'm going to stop that and let it focus on its crown on the inside. There, those darn ATVs are so loud. I hate living right off the road of one all day long. I apologize, guys. So anyway, there we go. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to try to show you as best I can. I'm going to clip this at the crown, right at the top. Cut that one off. Well, almost. Sorry, not quite enough. And these, and just so you know, my hands have been sterilized with alcohol, including these scissors. You want to be as sterile as possible because these guys are really sensitive to their environment. So you can see this stem. That's a pretty hard stem. Can you hear that? Yeah, look at that. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you what I'm going to do as best as I can. I'll try to do this with one hand. I'm going to do a stem. Oh, almost. All right, try that again. There's one. Whoop. Look at that. It just flicked away. And we're losing it. We're losing it. Unreal. I just lost that one somewhere. Oh, well, we can't do that very well, can we? So, I'll show you as best I can. It doesn't matter how accurate or perfect. It doesn't matter. The plant is going to... Think of a tomato plant, for example, guys. So a tomato plant, which is interesting about a tomato plant, is you can plant a tomato plant all the way past the crown of the leaves, where, you know, it leaves off and makes tomatoes. A tomato plant stem will actually root out other roots through the entire genetics of a tomato plant. This will do the same thing. So as soon as you take these, now it's in dormant. What I plan on doing is I'm going to put them all straight down into the soil, because it will root out. This will wind up being a crown, and it will divide maybe 3 or 4 times, but they're going to be real small. And this will be a clone of the main mother plant. So what we got here, which is cool, and this is all about genes. So we've got about 8 different genes here. So that means you got a good, healthy genetic background on this plant. And that's how you're able to reproduce it. Now, I know it sounds complicated. It really is not. This is a plant you don't have to really mess with, and as long as you do everything correct, like I told you, water, RO water, or rainwater. You can use rainwater. Just make sure there's not a bunch of debris in it. Make sure it's clean as possible. You know, when you kind of cycle it out, if you got dirty rain barrels, don't strain it. I strain mine sometimes just so it doesn't have a bunch of debris. You don't want a bunch of debris in the water because then you got other bad things in there. But the gist of it. So as you can see here, I'm going to put another one here. Sorry guys, if it's a little jittery, I apologize, and I'm kind of backtracking on certain things. Just pay attention. It's hard to do this with one hand. So I'm putting those crowns in there, and I'm going to double these up. Gives it more of an opportunity. So if one doesn't work, another one will. And if that one doesn't work, and here's the secret. So it goes to show you nature in all of its splendor. Nature finds a way. This is with everything in life, guys. I'm not going to get on a philosophy, anything with you, but nature always finds a way to survive. And that goes for everything in our world, but excluding plants. You know, plants are so diverse, it's remarkable. Remarkable. But to give you an example here, here we go. Trying to cut these at an angle. And it will focus most of the energy in there. Don't want to hack that up too much. I'm going to put another one in the middle. I already got little holes in there. I want those roots to grow. So the cool thing about this, you guys, so the roots will divide. The plant loves acidic water. It loves, the roots love to be in the water, but the crown does not. So this will get actually bulb out, and there'll be a little bulb here later on. It's hard to show you in here. I think I might have showed you in the beginning. But there we go, guys. Hope you guys liked, and I'll show you the ending process and some pictures. So peace out. G-Man's out. Adios. G-Man here, part 2. Here we go. All right, so here's what I did. Prop this up. You can see all the stems are in there. I put these downwards. So these are the ones that are going to come in the house. And then right here what I did was, rather than taking the seeds out, I'm letting it do it naturally because they actually break open. They'll break open. So each one in here, we'll do a little experiment here. We'll put 2 in here, one there, and I put some stems in there side to side. So let's see if anything comes out of that. So it's a nice experiment to see what happens. We'll find out probably next year, you know. So yeah, got all the seeds. Here's that 50-50 mix. See how wet it is? It's really wet. You want it wet, nice and damp, so the water runs through the pot. That's what you want. They don't like to be in total, like, you know, once the roots start development, they'll grow straight down and they'll actually sit in the water. So in the pot, they're going to sit down below the water line, and then everything else here will be nice and damp. So the roots don't rot and it gets nice drainage. Yeah, and there you go. So there's that part. So what we're going to do here is take this peat moss, which is 50-50. Take this. I'm going to put a little bit on top of here, just like that. And what we're going to do here with this right here, as you see, I'm going to add a little water. This will absorb a lot of water. Well, that was probably not enough. Oh, look at this. Some of my stems that fell down. We'll put it in here. We're going to put it right in there. So all you need is a little bit of this to get soaked up. This is just to keep the top damp on the pot. You know, you don't need to pack this. Just lightly put it over the top. So you can see, just cover them up. That's all you need to do. You want it nice and loose. Same thing goes for here. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of vermiculite and peat moss, which is right there. The stuff on top here is sphagnum moss. It grows naturally in the wild. You'd be surprised about where actually peat moss comes, peat moss. You know the dried peat moss you buy in the store that's been treated? Guess where they get it, you guys? Peat moss actually comes out of bogs, and they dig it up, and it comes up by the ton. And it's decomposition of this. And this is sphagnum moss. This is in its natural state right here. And this will actually grow more stuff out of it as it matures. Even though it's dry, it's remarkable, you guys. So really, all of the sphagnum moss in its dead form underground, underneath the bog, all of that dead decomposition naturally occurs and it settles, and it almost settles like mud. And they dig that up, the companies do, or the garden nurseries do, wherever they get their stuff from, and then they treat it. And what they treat it as, they just like put it in an oven and dry, like dehydrate it. That's how you get those big bricks where it's solid, and then you add water to it and absorbs, just like cocoa does, like cocoa bark. Cocoa bark is another good medium for this as well, for this project, but it does the same thing. So we got that, just a little light. We don't want anything, no big deal. You don't need to be overpacking or nothing like that. So I'm going to take a little bit of this moss now. This is going to go on top of here. You know, and this is a good idea. What's good about having the sphagnum moss on top, it's a good indicator of watering. It gives you kind of a reminder, and it keeps the pot nice, keeps that moisture locked in kind of a natural setting the way it normally does. You know, I can't avoid noise. I'm so sorry, guys. So if you hear background noise, I apologize. So there, that pot is done. We're going to bring that, leave this outside in the sun for 2 months until it starts getting really cold, which in October lately, in the middle of October, it gets pretty cold. But that will get this going. And then it's going to stay in the house for about 2 years. Out here, we're doing the seed form, and I got a couple of these, which is going to be a clone. We're going to see how the clone works outside in its natural environment. So we're going to keep this one outside. Keep this one outside and see what happens. It's always, you know, this is a fun project, you guys. For anybody can do this. Kids can do this. Do this with your parents. It's a great family project, and it's really interesting. So just so you know, this is a plant. This is not an animal. This is an organism in its natural and state of environment. So realize that you do not need to feed this plant. People make that mistake, and there's also fertilizers and stuff like out there. If you need fertilizers to feed the plant, I've seen them on the market for carnivorous plants. It's unnecessary. You don't need to treat them with chemicals. Even if it says natural, it's not always natural. This is the best natural way in nature for this plant to thrive. And the less you fiddle with it, the better. So you let the plant do its thing, and you'll be a very happy green thumb gardener like us, and a hobbyist. So it's a fun project, you guys. I suggest anybody to try it. I hope you like these videos. I made 2 of them, made a couple updated videos earlier in the year. Hope you enjoyed those. And so there we go. Sip of Guinness. I'm Irish, can't help it. I like my Guinness. Warm day today on the 1st of September. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And there we go. Let's see next year what happens. And if I have any updates, it'll be in the house to see how this does. And we'll see how this does in the spring. So hope you guys enjoyed. Love you guys. Love your support. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know what to do. G-Man's out of here. Peace. So just a correction, everybody. So the small pot are my clones. Those are the stems. And the seeds will be new plants from the genetics of the actual Venus flytraps that you guys seen. I made a couple of errors in there. I apologize, but that's the wonderful thing about editing. So I just want to say thank you, everybody, for watched. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm having fun doing it. And community, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'll have links down below to my buddy Monty. Make sure you go check out his channel. He's got a contest going on. Follow the rules. Think of it as a treasure hunt. It's a lot of fun, you guys. I think you'll enjoy it. And he's got some wonderful prizes coming out. I love you, Monty. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. And to all you out in the community, I really appreciate your support and love. And I hope you like this. And give it a thumbs up. Give me a comment, something. I'd like to see a little more some comments from you guys. Whether you liked it, didn't like it, found it interesting, something. But still cool. I enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it. One of my other hobbies that I really enjoy doing, and that's gardening of all types. I'll actually show you some new carnivorous plants that I got coming in, some tropical ones that I've been wanting for many, many years, and now they're easier to get. So I'm very excited. I'll tell you more about those when they come. But yeah, so I made a couple corrections, a couple errors there. I apologize. Hope you guys all like and enjoy. Thank you very much for your support, and I will see you later. Peace.